you've got a team of 5,000 worldwide. How do you even stay on top of that number, and what's your approach to leadership, and has it changed as you've scaled?
Big time. So our core team kind of outside of factories, most of our factories are automated, but some of them aren't. But our core team is about 1,500 globally, across our offices. And I guess my approach to leadership has definitely changed over that time. I would say I've learned a lot, and I'm still definitely learning, because I'm more of an entrepreneur. I'm not necessarily great at the process and the structural side of stuff. But what I would say at a top line and part of our DNA is, leadership is super, super important. Like having that big vision and like really motivating people and driving towards it. I've always said that, a big part of what I do is focusing on talent and what we call talent density. So really getting the best people on the bus and putting them in the right seats of the bus and driving in the right direction. There's another Jim Collins one for you. But that part is really, really, really important. I also strongly believe in meritocracy. I think it's very hard to manage a lot of people if they're not hungry to succeed and they're not aligned, that their individual success is not aligned with the company's success. And within any company, there's a certain amount of people, I'd say 10% of people, that really, 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 truly shift the needle. So aligning those people's interests to the company's interests and making them really strong leaders, that filters down to growing more teams. So we actually say that in every position in our company, we want to, hyper specialize people. So only the best can become generalists. So if you're not the best, you're hyper specialized in an area. And we also believe in experts leading experts. So we don't believe in managers or management. The best should always be on the tools and leading the team. They know how to pick the best talent in that area because they're the best at what they do. And that's really served us well. So we really have like a very flat structure. We're completely unbureaucratic as a company. We want to move fast. We want to action insights really quickly. We want to have a fast fail kind of approach to what we do. We want our leaders to be, on the dance floor, not on the balcony. We always believe they should be in the weeds at all times, because that's where you get the most insights. No one is above anyone else. You want to be, getting your hands dirty all the time as well. And so I think this sort of DNA for us has developed over time, and we want our leaders to sort of demonstrate, I guess, all of these qualities. And I guess our leaders as well, their job is to set really strong frameworks for people to work within, and then really push that relentless pursuit of improvement and marginal gains. I think, setting those, being really making sure they drive the cadence of our brains trust meetings and drive improvement is a big part of sort of leadership within our company. And I think, part of my role and part of how that sort of changed as a leader within our business, as you get bigger and bigger, what ends up happening naturally is that you become more and more complex as a business. It just naturally gets more complex. So my job is to make sure that we simplify our business, that we streamline our business, that we're rationalizing what we're doing, and we're keeping everyone on the same page within those sort of strong frameworks that we set and within the vision that we set. And so that's often really hard, because complexity is actually quite easy to do, but simplicity is often quite difficult. So my job is challenging the team. Say we're going into a new category and they want to develop 7 SKUs. And I'm like, okay, with 7 SKUs, how many more dollars in sales would that give us than 4 SKUs? And they might say maybe 20% more revenue. And I'll say, well, what about all the R&D time, engineering time, the tooling time, putting it into production of those 3 extra SKUs? Could we use that resource somewhere else? Could we get a better return on investment, return on time using that resource elsewhere? Will that streamline our sales team to only selling those 4 SKUs rather than selling 1 or 2 SKUs to all different buyers globally, which gives us less economies of scale on the manufacturing side? Does that align our marketing team? So the marketing team are getting behind less SKUs and doing a really good job rather than being fragmented in their marketing and their messaging. And so my job is always like putting those challenges forward to really rationalize the team to make sure we're getting the best return on investment for that resource and the best return on individuals' time. And so I'm always challenging everyone within our team. I'm saying, like, make waves, not splashes. If it doesn't shift the needle, don't do it. And so my job is like really sort of driving that as well. And I would also say one of the big things I've learned about leadership is when you're an entrepreneur, you're always on the tools. And I'm still always on the tools. The reason I'm here in Minneapolis right now is because it's where I learn the most. I'm always with retail. I'm always asking questions. But one of the big things that, that as a leader is I think this question, and this was something that was, actually I learned relatively recently, and this question of asking everyone, whether it's a customer, whether it's people in your team, whether it's other stakeholders, what does success look like for you? What does success look like? And it's a really powerful question. What does success look like? And then how do I support you to create that success? And I think that was, as a leader, that's a question now I use all the time in lots of situations. What does success look like for you? What does success look like tomorrow? What does it look like in a year? What does it look like in 5 years?
Hey Founder Fam, we hope that you loved that clip. If you did, you can click through right here to watch the full interview. You don't want to miss this one. See you there.